Man City versus Arsenal predicted line. So lads, we are only now 2 days off the Premier League finally returning. Because that is right, Arsenal will face Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium behind closed doors. Of course, with football being on pause because of the coronavirus for the past few months, this is the much anticipated return. But it gets even more interesting lads, because this is also the return of ex-Man City assistant Mikel Arteta. Because of course, after spending 3 years at Man City, he of course joined Arsenal as the first team manager back in December. So you got Pep versus Arteta, you've got Aguero versus Aubameyang, you've got Leno versus Ederson, and of course with Arsenal still being 9th place in the Premier League, let's just say a win is a must. So with that being said guys, let's get into today's video and allow me to give you my predicted lineup for Arsenal versus Manchester City. Let's be talking. Two days are all we have to wait before we finally, and I said finally, get the return of the Premier League. Yo, what's up guys, my name is Baswell and welcome back to my channel. In today's video lads, we are going to be previewing Arsenal's return to the Premier League against ex-champions or current champions Manchester City. That is right, of course Arsenal will travel to the Etihad in the first game back of the Premier League, as former Man City assistant Mikel Arteta is going to show Pep Guardiola how to manage a team. I'm only joking the lads. So yeah, in today's video lads, I am going to give you my predicted lineup for the game itself, because of course my opinion matters and Arteta is definitely watching this video. But with that being said guys, before we get into the video itself, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, your predicted lineups, and also what do you think of the game. Can Arsenal get the win? And yeah, just let me know your pre-match thoughts in the comments below. Also make sure to follow all my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, subscribe to the Offsiders, and also vote for me for the Football Content Awards. But with that being said guys, let's get into this video and let's discuss Arsenal versus Manchester City. The return of the Premier League is here lads, so here is my predicted lineup for the game. Let's be talking. Starting off in goal lads is gonna have to be man like Bernd Leno. I mean, who else is it going to be? In Bernd Leno for me lads, we have arguably the third or second best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I say arguably because I think the second best could be Ederson. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who's better, Leno or Ederson? For me lads, it's easy. It's man like Bernd Leno. In terms of Leno himself lads, there's not much to talk about here. He is our best goalkeeper and arguably been our best player this season. He has saved us for humiliation so many times, and with Man City's attack being full of so many star players, maybe it's time for Leno to do that again. And in terms of other goalkeepers lads, do you really want to see Emiliano Martinez start? I don't think so either, but Leno starts in goal. Moving on to right back lads, and it's going to be Hector Bellerin. Man like Hecky B. That is right for me lads, right back has to be Bellerin, and there's not many options here. In terms of other options, you've got Cedric Suarez, who, where even is Cedric Suarez? We signed him on loan in January lads, and he is yet to play a single second for Arsenal Football Club. We are talking about a guy here who's earning tens of thousands of pounds to make his most appearances on the Arsenal Twitter page. Don't know what's happening there lads. And in terms of age maintenance, I think he's been clear enough lads, he is not a right back. So that leaves us with a man like Hector Bellerin, who is our only option unless you want to see Socrates play right back. And of course in terms of Bellerin, he's a player now who needs to prove himself. He's a player who is no longer a youngster, he's no longer a prodigy. He's a player who of course having come back from his injuries suffered more injuries, but now lads, there is no more excuses for you Hector. No more injuries, no more shocking performances. Let's get back to the Hector of 2015-16. Moving on to the first centre back, the right centre back, it's going to be David Luiz. Oh, David Luiz, where do I start on you? I know a lot of you guys are going to say, Babs, why on earth are you starting David Luiz after his disaster class against man like Brentford? My answer to that is very simple. Who else are we meant to start? Mustafi, Holding? Nah. So in terms of David Luiz right now, he's just the best of a very, very bad bunch. I do rate David Luiz as a defender. He can, pass the ball well. He's our best ball playing centre back as well. But in terms of David Luiz, we all know what he is. He is a ticking time bomb. He can have a great game. He can have a 9 out of 10 game, a 10 out of 10 game, and then he's going to make that one mistake in the worst possible moment. But as I've already said lads, he does offer Arsenal the best ball playing centre back currently at the club, so you have to give him that. And apart from that lads, all we can do is just pray. God, make sure David Luiz makes no mistakes. I am begging. Moving on to the left centre back lads, and it's going to be man like Pablo Mari. Now this guy here, he's a decent centre back. In terms of Pablo Mari, right, even though he's played like 2 games for Arsenal, I think you can go as far as saying he's probably already our best defender, because in those 2 games he looked solid, he looked composed, he can pass the ball left, right and centre, and he looked like a player who's not going to make mistakes. And not only that lads, but he's basically our only left-footed centre back in the club as well, which is a very key thing, because when it comes to playing out the back, having a left footer and a right footer just gives the team so much more balance. passing forwards, passing through presses, and giving us more options passing forwards as well. So with Murray being our only left-footed centre-back, one of our best defenders after just 2 games, I think this is a no-brainer. Pablo Murray has to start, and I don't think there's anyone else who can start. I mean, would you really want to see David Luiz start next to someone like Squadron Mustafi, or even Socrates? Nah, we're good. Pablo Murray has to start. And then lads, moving on to the left-back, and it's going to be a man like Kieran Tierney, up the Scotland, and that is definitely not a Scottish accent. But yeah, in terms of a man like Kieran Tierney, this is a no-brainer for me. Of course, prior to the pause of football, our left-back was a man like Bukayo Saka, but he ain't a left-back. He, for me, is more of an attacking player, and by playing him a left-back, he can do the job there, and he has done the job so far, but as a player, we are holding him back. And that's why, for me, with our first team left-back finally fit again, I think this is a no-brainer. Man like Kieran Tierney has to start, because not only is he our best left-back, our best natural left-back, he's fast, he's strong, and his accent is stronger than our defence. But Kieran Tierney, for me, is a player who has the potential, and I say potential, to be one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. I mean, I have spoken to quite a few Scottish people, and they've all said the same things about Kieran Tierney. They think he is better than Liverpool's Andy Robertson. And personally, lads, I kind of agree as well. But yeah, in terms of Kieran Tierney now, it's time to prove yourself. It's time to prove yourself as a player at the Arsenal. We paid £25 million for you. You haven't showed that so far, but obviously that's down to injuries. But now you're fit, you're here, you're ready. It's time to show the Premier League who the best Scottish left back is, aka Kieran Tierney. Moving on to the midfield, lads, the first central midfielder, it's going to be man like Dani Ceballos. Dani Ceballos, can't lie, I really missed that chant. But yeah, in terms of Dani Ceballos so far in his Arsenal career, he started off with such promise. That game against Burnley, we saw shades of Santi Cazorla. And going into Man City, we need to see the same Dani Ceballos. We need to see the Santi Cazorla performance. Because of course, the last time Arsenal actually beat Man City at the Etihad, we had man like Santi Cazorla, and he put down a wonderful performance. So Dani Ceballos, make sure to take note. But yeah, in terms of Dani Ceballos, for me, it's very simple. He is our best ball progressor when it comes to playing through presses, dribbling out of the back, and also having the incisive passes to the front three as well. Ceballos is for me our best player in that certain department. If you go back to the Everton game, we won 3-2, or the Newcastle game, we won 4-0. Ceballos was a very key player in all of those games. And yes, he might not be here come next season, but for me, as of right now, we need to play our best possible team with the best possible players, and that team includes man like Dani Ceballos. And after all, of course, he also has the best chart in the Premier League. He drinks paella, he eats Estrella? Wait, no, I got that wrong. Moving on to the next centre midfielder, lads, it's going to be man like Granit Xhaka, the ex-Arsenal captain, aka Granit Xhaka. If this was Unai Emery's Arsenal, Xhaka wouldn't be in the squad. But this is Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, and under Arteta, Xhaka has looked like a completely different player. A player who is, do you know what? He looks like an actual solid player now. He looks like a player, dare I say, you can actually trust now. Because of course, in terms of Xhaka, for his entire Arsenal career, he's had some very good performances, but the thing with Xhaka is, he always seems to make some mistakes. But so far under Mikel Arteta, lads, he looks like a different player, and I think that's very much down to the way Arteta is playing him as well. Because what Arteta is doing, lads, is he's playing to Granit Xhaka's strength, which is his passing ability, lads. He is, for me, our best passer at the club. When it comes to keeping that ball moving, taking long balls, short passes, incisive passes, Xhaka is the best passer at the Arsenal. The issue with Xhaka is very simple, it's his speed. When the man runs, it looks like he's walking. But yeah, as I've already said, under Mikel Arteta, the man looks like a very good player. So Granit Xhaka, you are going to get a start. But you know what? I'm still watching you, by the way. I'm watching you closely. We need prime Xavi Alonso, not Lee Catamol. Moving on to the attacking midfield, lads. This is very interesting, lads. It's going to be man like Joseph Willock. Yes, I did just say that. I think Joe Willock has to start against Manchester City, and this is why. Because in terms of our current attacking midfielder under Arteta, it's been man like Mesut Ozil. Yes, Ozil has the ability to pick a pass, but that's about it. Mesut Ozil in 2020 is a very one-dimensional player. In 2020, you need players that can offer you a lot more, that are more dynamic, that can run with the ball, that can dribble, that can shoot, that can press and defend as well. And in terms of Mesut Ozil, he doesn't offer us that. So with Arsenal not being blessed with the best of options in the attacking midfielder role, that leaves us with a man like Joseph Willock. In Joe Willock, we've got a player here who can press, who can score a goal, and is just a far better defensive player than Mesut Ozil. And in terms of Man City, lads, we cannot beat them going below to blow, because Man City will then blow us out of the park more astute, and the way I think that is by starting man like Joe Willock. Because in Joe Willock, not only do you get a far more solid defensive player, you can then also play into a midfield 3 if you want to as well. And also, lads, we've seen so far Willock has the ability to score a few goals as well. In fact, I'm sure he's actually scored more goals than Mesut Ozil this season. So yeah, sorry to all Mesut Ozil fanboys, including myself. Ozil on the bench, Willock to start. That's my personal thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Moving on to the front three, the right winger is gonna be man like Nicola Pepe. Presence Blood FC is back again. In terms of the right wing, lads, for me this is very simple. Nicolas Pepe for me is our best winger at the club. Yes, so far in his first season he hasn't really showed his £72 million player yet, but for me, lads, he's still been a very good player for the Arsenal. We're talking about a guy who apparently is a flop, yet gets 14 goals and assists in his first ever season in English football. That same season where you've played under 3 different managers in Arteta, Ljungberg and Unai Emery, and you are adapting to a completely new environment. If you then take all those variables into account, 14 goals and assists doesn't look that bad after all, does it? And I think in terms of Pepe, I think what he's shown us is the glimpses of what he can offer and why we paid the money for him. And if we can get that Nicolas Pepe that we got against Manchester United, then we're talking scenes, lads. So yeah, with Nicolas Pepe being our best winger, our best dribbler, and a very good goal threat as well, for me, Nicolas, it's time for you to show why we paid £72 million for you. Presence Blood FC needs to come in full effect. Moving on to the striker, lads, it's going to be a man like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Yes, that is right, Lacazette, you're on the bench. Because yes, Lacazette might have developed a six-pack during his coronavirus period, but let's get it straight, Aubameyang is still our best striker. And in terms of me dropping Lacazette, it's simple. His goal-scoring ratio in away games is simply not good enough. I mean, can someone let me know when was the last time Lacazette scored an away goal in the Premier League? Because I don't even know myself. And then forget just scoring a goal, we're talking about Man City, the champions right now. When is the last time Lacazette scored an away goal against a top 6 side? And so in a game like Man City, where you're going to get less chances, less of the ball, when you get your chances, you need to take them. And for me, with Aubameyang, he is going to take that. Of course, unless the game is against Olympiacos. And not only will Aubameyang offer us a far more clinical player as well, lads, we're talking about the Premier League's second top goal scorer and also our best player at the club. And also, lads, with Man City's defense not being the fastest, when you have the speed of Pepe on the right and then Aubameyang down the middle, you could cause Man City's defense a lot of issues there. Because make no mistake, lads, that Man City defense is there to be attacked. That is their weakness and we need to attack it. And for me, the best way to do that is start Aubameyang down the middle. And finally, lads, moving on to the left winger, it's going to be man like Bukayo Saka. Yes, you heard that right. I would personally start Bukayo Saka at left wing, and this is very simple for me. In terms of Bukayo Saka, what he's shown so far this season is he's a very potent attacker. He's already got 10 goals and assists so far this season, and most of them have come with him playing as a left back. So can you now imagine how much more threatening he'd be if you then have a left back behind him in Kieran Tierney, and then have Bukayo Saka there as well? Because then Saka doesn't have to focus on defending as much, and he can go forwards and do whatever he wants and cause Man City issues. I mean, you also could start Gabriel Martinelli, and make no mistake, I'd be more than happy to see Pele's got him start. But at the same time, lads, with Bukayo Saka having experience at left back now, he now knows how to defend and how he should be defending his fullback as well. Because when you're in that role as a left back, you know exactly how you want your winger to track back. So now with Saka having that experience at left back now, he will be far better defensively solid as well. And as he has also shown this season, he is also a very potent attacker. All you have to do is go back to the game against Manchester United at Old Trafford and look how he terrorised Man United. So he's done the business in Manchester once, let's do it again. Bukayo Saka has to start a left wing. And so for me, a front three of Pepe, Aubameyang and Saka, full of speed, full of potency and full of fluidity, we are going to cause Man City a lot of issues. And that is how I see Arsenal best fit to defeat Manchester City. Because make no mistake, as a lot of teams have shown so far this season, Man City are beatable and you can get at them. So Arsenal, it's over to you. But with that being said, guys, I am going to end the video on there. Of course, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to go down there and smash a like on it. 100 likes would be massively appreciated. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers now, so please subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments on your predictions for the game. Do you think Arsenal can win? How are we going to win? And how would you line up as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, I will be doing a live stream, live watch along for the game, so make sure to tune into that. Follow all my social media, vote for me for the football content awards, and follow the Offsiders. All links are in the description. But with that being said, guys, I am going to end the video there. In today's video, lads, we have discussed Arsenal's game against Manchester City. The Premier League is back very soon. Lads, I am gassed. I am also very scared. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you next time in a bit.